Say hi.
Hi, everybody.
What's going on, guys?
I'm holding my teddy bears, and I'm holding my ball.
Soccer ball, huh? You like to play soccer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You've been practicing? Whoa. Whoa. All right. All right. Hi. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Backyard Garden. Today is Sunday, June 2nd, 2019. We have an overcast day today. As you can see, the sky is very dark and gloomy. We are in the middle of the afternoon, so this would be, bright sunlight. But so far, we don't have any sunlight in June. If anything, the temperature is actually below average. It's still very cool. Morning temperature around 52, and then go up to about 70 plus. So still, I think it's kind of cool for this time of the month. Last month I call it the mayhem weather of mayhem, and this month is June gloom, I guess, if it continues like this. So let's hope that the weather will turn sunny and warmer, and that's what you need to grow some of this guy. So here we are looking at some of our eggplants. These are our Japanese eggplant. They require a lot of sunlight. They need hot weather, warmth, and in order for them to do well. So far, I think they are doing okay. They're about up to here. They're about almost 20 inches. I planted 6 of them here over a month ago, and they finally start to adjust to the soil, and they start putting new growth. And as you can see, they are putting out fruit. The flower is beautiful. Right here, I'll show you this one. So deep purple flower. The fruit is purple, obviously, and some of them are like I said, already producing fruit. You can see here, and this one, I guess this one in the middle is kind of short. It's about only 12 inches tall. Typically, they can grow to maybe even 3 feet tall if under the right condition. Now the weather, as you know, I always mention the weather in my videos because that's one of the most significant thing. At least it plays the biggest role in your backyard gardening. Obviously, the weather is something you can't control unless you're growing in the controlled environment like greenhouse with controlled temperature, moisture level, humidity level, all that stuff. Obviously, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about just an ordinary backyard. So the weather definitely plays a major role in how well you plant do. Obviously, right here, if you look, above behind the eggplants, along the wall, the trellis, those plants are bitter melon. Bitter melons and eggplants, they are summer vegetable, so they need a lot of heat for them to do well. They don't even germinate if the weather is cool. So right now, in April, actually, the weather was kind of warm, so all the seeds germinated and they start growing, and I try to plant them over here. But I'm still waiting for the warm weather to pick up. They start to grow a little bit, slightly. This one seems to do a little better. This one up to almost 4 feet tall now, and those vines start to climb up the trellis. So a lot of this plant, it's sort of remain. I don't want to call it dormant, but they kind of like hold off, without the sunlight. They kind of stand still without much growth. The only thing that kind of do well in the cool climate is the lettuces and anything leafy vegetable. The cool weather will serve them very well. This one finally kind of like wake up This is one of the opal, one of the plant that my friend gave me. It's a vine. They can do very well in the hot weather. So they start growing now. The plants start growing. As you can see, they put out nice, beautiful leaves. It definitely start to wake up and adjust to the soil and start to grow. So within another few weeks, it will climb up here and take over this trellis space here. Okay, so again, I mentioned the lettuce. They do very well in the cool climate, and the cooler the climate, the longer the season, you can stretch out some of this leafy stuff. And of course, I grow in this spot here where we do get some sunlight in the mid-afternoon, but during the summer month, in July or even in August, it's really hot. So they don't do too well by that time. By the time I think the season is over for them, and the leaves don't taste very good either, because it's when it get hot, the leaves kind of a little bit bitter. Okay, and again, the corn definitely need a lot of sunlight. Without it, they just won't produce anything. These tomatoes. So I want to give you a quick look at my grapes tomatoes. Last week we have a few days of sunlight, very hot sun, and it's starting to grow very nicely. But I'm starting to discover some powdery mildew, and as soon as I see them, I right away I remove all the leaves right away to prevent any further spread of the fungus. And also I thought I spot some on this plant as well, and those looks very nice, but I spot some, so I remove some of the leaves right away, and hopefully that'll be okay. This is the first season that where I experience this kind of fungus, powdery mildew. And typically, I don't have that issue with tomatoes. I do have that. Sometimes I do have that powdery mildew with the cucumber, but other than that, I don't experience that very much in my garden. This season is exceptional because the weather is so cool and there's so much moisture build up, and that's what happened. Right, but so far, this grape tomato is doing quite well. You can see there's nice clumps of flowers there, and the fruit formation is already forming on top here, and here as well. You can see that. And this side, the bitter melon, it's actually grows faster than the other side, even though the seed comes up later. The other plants on the other side were transplanted earlier, but they got some root shock and whatever, so they don't grow as fast. But this guy here grow very fast. They were here last season, so the seeds drop here, and they volunteer. This is all volunteer. They germinate and allow them to grow again, and they're already almost at 4 or 5 feet tall now. And eventually they'll take out all this space here. Now with bitter melon, it's one of the easiest plant to grow. All you need is really a lot of heat and a trellis. That's it. That's all you need. I never had any issue with insects or any kind of fungus stuff that affect this plant. This plant is one of the most easiest plant to grow. It's almost disease-free, that I can tell you. That's pretty much, I don't have to worry about anything at all. All right, so again, let's get back to the topic of weather. I would like to ask our viewer I would like to do a poll actually, and see what you think about the issue about climate change. Of course, I wanted to say global warming, but that's the dirty word, and that's something that pretty much nobody want to talk about now. So anyway, I want to ask you guys, do you think climate change it's real, and it's affecting how human does it affect us or not? All right, so please post a comment for me, and so we can just start a conversation about climate change. And please subscribe to our channel. We'll be back to make more videos for you guys soon. All right, so thank you for watching, and we'll see you again.